Okay, so our first study in the physiological approach is by Maguire et al. In 2000, and it's one of our most recent studies. And if you research the Wellcome Centre, you'll see lots of information about Eleanor Maguire. So this study's about navigation-related structural changes in the hippocampi of taxi drivers. And what it's looking for really is evidence that rehearsal for a particular skill, such as navigation, can basically be brought on by yourself. So through intensive rehearsal, preparing yourself for the test of knowledge, can change the structure of your brain, so neuroplasticity or malleability of the brain, which is easier to say. So the aim is to investigate the differences, especially in the hippocampus in London taxi drivers, and to establish whether, compared with control groups, the difference in the hippocampal volume would be observed. It also aimed to further investigate the function of the hippocampus in spatial memory. So what it's looking for is the investigation of, is there a difference in London taxi drivers in spatial memory, given the fact that they have intense rehearsal for the skill of learning all the streets in London off by heart. So it's a quasi-experiment, naturally occurring variable. They are either a taxi driver or they're not. So it's an independent measures design as well. And we also look at a correlation design in here. So they're looking for a difference first off, but then they look for a correlation to see if there's a relationship between length of taxi driver and volume in the hippocampal region. So you need to know that the method is an experiment, and she has taxi drivers, and there are 16 right-handed male London taxi drivers. Notice the controls. They've got a mean age of 44. They all had, all have been licensed in London for at least 1.5 years. So that means they've been driving cabs in London without the knowledge test. The average time they'd spent being on the knowledge was 2 years. So that means they've been studying the knowledge for 2 years. They were all healthy, and general medical, neurological and physiological profiles were taken, and they were all fine. Now, this group were compared with another group that are called a control group. These are non-taxi drivers, and they're also 50 right-handed males, and they'd been scanned for research, MRI structural scans in the Wellcome Centre in London.